Oh, no, GFG, you can break it down. All right, so what is Black Desert? First of all, let's talk about what Black Desert is not. Black Desert is not a Raiders game. Black Desert is not an arena-focused MMO. Black Desert is not I'm going to do this dungeon so I can get into this hard mode dungeon, so I can get into this epic dungeon, so I can get into this junior raid, so I can get into this super duper raid. That is not what Black Desert is. In other words, Black Desert is not a theme park MMO. Black Desert is a sandbox. If you don't know what a sandbox MMO is, quite simply, it is an MMO that removes the rails from your gameplay experience. It is an MMORPG that puts the content in your hands. What do you want to do in Black Desert? That is pretty much what it boils down to. It's a beautiful game. It has one of the best, if not the best, character creation system I've ever seen. So if you love making your character look great and all that stuff, Black Desert is definitely going to do that. But Black Desert is, as we now move into what the game is, it is a bit difficult to grasp at first. It is a bit difficult to learn. You're going to have to invest some time into at least learning what Black Desert is before you make an accurate impression for yourself. So what is Black Desert? Well, it's whatever you make of it. The leveling in Black Desert is not that complex. Most of your leveling in Black Desert is going to take place by leveling mobs, by grinding mobs. Okay, questing in Black Desert is very untraditional. When you quest, you want to pay attention to the quest rewards because there are different things that you can level in Black Desert. Case in point, you have skill points, you have contribution points, and then you have your character's level, right? So normal questing in this game is not going to give you leveling experience. Not some quests will, most will not. Your character experience leveling is going to come from grinding mobs and some quests from the little black thing. All right, your spirit quest, he's going to give you some quest experience. Okay, what those quests are going to give you are skill point experience, okay, and contribution points. Now, let's talk about skill points. Skill points are what you use to level up your skills in the game, okay? And you do that with the K button, all right? You've got C rank skills, B rank skills, A rank skills. Now, as you get skill points, you're going to see that I have 4 skill points, and I'm able to level my fitness training, or if I let that accumulate, I'm going to be able to do I'm going to be able to level other skills, okay? Now, there are 2 types of skill points that you're going to get. You're going to get skill point experience to boost up that bar till you get a level. And some quests are actually going to give you a straight up skill point, like right off the bat, skill point, here you go, use it how you want to, okay? Quests are also going to give you contribution points. Contribution points are used to invest in nodes, renting homes. Contribution points, for example, if you open up your map, which is pretty expansive, you're going to see that there are nodes across the entire map. The game is very complex in this way. Well, Doc, what are the nodes for? Okay, what the nodes allow you to do is they allow you to create a trade run so that you can sell trade items to NPCs for better money. Now, in order to start a trade route, you're going to need to start either from a city or a pre-existing node that you already own. Now, myself, for example, I started in Heidel. I went from Heidel and I went to Northern Guard Camp. I clicked on the node. I invested contribution points, and now I have a investment in that node. Now, that node connects to Heidel Pass and Alejandro's farm. I went ahead and invested in Alejandro's farm because there is a wagon wheel there. There is a trade NPC that I can take my fish, I can take my trade goods, and I can go ahead and sell them to this guy for a little bit more money. The farther you go on your trade route, the more money that you make. But be careful because you can be attacked by NPC bandits. Now, there is a little bit of, can you Can you get attacked by other players when you're running traditional trade runs? I'm getting conflicting information on that. I'll try to answer that a little later. Now, not only can you go ahead and do trade runs at the nodes that you have connected, you can also hire workers to go ahead and work for you at those nodes if they have subsequent nodes. So, because I clicked on this, this is yellow. That means I have a worker farming pumpkins there. As you see, you see what he's doing, right? I could also get another worker to cook honey and to farm honey, but I choose not to. Now, you get one lodging for free, all right? So my worker right now, he's doing his thing. He gets a house for free. However, if I want to hire another worker, I'm going to need to go back to Heidel or anywhere that has lodging. Careful, it needs to have lodging so that it can house my worker. And then my worker is housed and he's good to go and he's going to go and do the work for me. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the worker is going to go back and forth and he is going to drop stuff off at your warehouse at the city, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and then you're going to get those goods. So when I click on my city and I'm looking, I've got 7 pumpkins. So I can go ahead and make that into a trade pack, I think. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing with these fucking pumpkins. But there you go. Now, I'm not going to get too much into the intricacies of each system that Black Desert has, because if I did, we would be here all day. Now, keep in mind that auction houses in this game are singular. They are not linked. So, what does that mean? That means that you can really make money by taking goods from one city and transferring them to another city because they are singular. It is attached to that one area. Okay, so it's really, really cool if you want to make money. Now, keep in mind, there is no trading between players unless it's potions or food. And you can't trade beer, which is the currency that you use to feed your workers. Now, I don't know how I feel about that. I would love player-to-player trading personally. It's not a deal breaker. They're doing it because, you know, they want to avoid the bots. Okay, cool. Now, that is one basic part of the game. Housing is in the game, however, it is phased or instanced, whatever you want to call it. You can check available housing by clicking on the map, on the city, and it'll tell you what kind of housing spaces are available. Do you want storage? Do you want carpentry? Do you want a residence? Do you want bronze dagger forge? I have no idea what some of this shit is. It is intensely complex. I'm still learning the game as I go. Now, let's switch gears a little bit and let's talk about PvP. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're scared of PvP, you might not want to play Black Desert, okay? First of all, there is a server system and there is a channel system. Because the bulk of your leveling is going to be through grinding mobs, they had to have some kind of a channel system so that people could move around. However, this is not Terra. This is not Blade and Soul. You cannot switch channels at your whim. You can only switch channels in a safe zone. And there is a cooldown for how often you can switch channels. So be careful. Once you hit level 45, you are automatically flagged for PvP. and anywhere that is not a safe zone, you can and probably will be attacked by other players. But let's talk about the penalty for attacking another player. If you choose to attack another player that does not have negative karma, you will take a penalty. You will get a karma penalty for attacking, and then you will get a significant karma penalty for killing another player. Now, how do you remove that karma penalty? You go out and you grind mobs to bring your karma back up to neutral or positive. As it stands right now, I believe you can get up to 300,000 negative karma before you go completely red or something like that. So you can basically kill 5 people before you go like in the real danger zone with this game. But like I said, there is PvP in the game at level 45. Yes. Now you do not have to flag up to get killed. You have to flag up to kill somebody, if I'm not mistaken. But you don't just flag up and you're not killed. That's not how the game works. You can correct me if I'm wrong. At level 45, you are open to get killed, hands down. It's up to the attacker to initiate combat upon you, okay? Now, This game, again, is not an instanced game. It's not meant to cater to those of us that want a theme park. If you want raids, dungeons, and real arenas, then you're going to want to go play WoW or something like that. The PvP in Black Desert focuses primarily on guild warfare. These nodes on the map can be captured by guilds, and they get benefits by capturing these nodes. There is one castle per city, okay? And if you own a castle as a guild, you get the taxes associated with the accompanying city, okay? Now, sieges in this game are very complex. They're very fun. I can't wait to get involved with them. All right. We are getting eventually a Valencia update where obviously we're getting more classes. We're getting a bandit city where you can live in the city as a negative karma player. So as the game progresses in the updates that we get, it seems that PvP is more and more embraced. Okay, so right now, yeah, there are some karma penalties. What the game is trying to do, in my opinion, is it's trying to negate random ganking, and it's trying to make the PvP a group-oriented activity. I feel pretty good about that. I'm all right with that. We'll have to see how it progresses. Now, for those of you that are wondering, is there endgame in Black Desert? Not in the traditional sense. Endgame in Black Desert is what you make of it, okay? No, it's not, okay, I am at item level 2700, I need to go and raid now. Okay, that's not how Black Desert works. At Endgame, you do whatever the fuck you want. Do you want to build a boat and charge people to ferry them from island to island? Do you want to go fishing? Do you want to go hunt whales? Do you want to do trade runs? Do you want to go out with your guild and do 8 of the world bosses that are not overly difficult, but other guilds are thinking the same thing, and PvP is PvP, so what are you going to do? Do you want to participate in a guild war? Because your guild can declare war with up to 5 or 6, I don't know the exact number, other guilds, where you can kill each other without karma penalties. Okay? Do you want to do trade runs? Do you want to farm? Do you want to, do you want to gather? It's really whatever the fuck you want to do is what Black Desert is. So is there endgame in a traditional sense? No. From start to finish, it's endgame. And you do it how you want to do it. And that is a sandbox. That is what a sandbox is meant to be. It's meant to be open-ended. Whatever you want to do, go out and do it. Okay, now, there's a lot more to this game than I'm talking about. I know it's impossible for me to cover everything, but I am going to show you some of the alternative leveling in this game. If you eat food, yes, you will increase your health. If you run around in the world, you're going to increase your stamina. If you ride around on your donkey or your horse, you're going to increase your training at the bottom. Fishing, hunting, trading, alchemy, cooking, processing, gathering. All of these life skill bars are things that you can go ahead and do. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. Yes, you can tame horses. Yes, you can breed mounts. Yes, eventually there is an elephant that 3 fucking people can sit on and shoot fucking arrows if they want to at other people. Yes, there is mounted combat. Yes, combat is pretty fluid. It might remind you of Vindictus a little bit. It's a combo-heavy system where, yes, you can put skills on your bar, but if you use the skills on your bar, they take a little bit more resource to use instead of comboing. I like that. I think that's pretty innovative. Reward somebody for knowing their shit and slightly penalize them for going off of the hot bar, which is that. You know what I mean? Now, Evoca, I'm not trying to sell the game to anybody. I'm breaking the game down. Get your facts right, buddy, okay? Get your shit right. I'm breaking the game down to my community because they wanted the breakdown. So let's talk out of our ass a little less and out of our mouth using our brain a little more, okay? So basically, that is what the game is all about. This is the game. Here's my karma. I'm at 5,400, so I'm positive. Here's my energy. Okay, now, you want to think about energy sort of like Arcage's labor system, but whoa! Not as bad. It's not as bad, okay? You gain energy at a set interval, all right? There's no pay-to-win mechanic about energy, but you use energy to do a lot of stuff. To talk in, like, world chat, I believe, I mean, I don't know the specifics, but you do a lot with energy, Okay, so some people are saying yes. Some people are saying like this is an MMO version of Skyrim. Some of the similarities are Lineage 2. Is the game pay to win right now? Let me explain. Okay, let me fucking explain. F3 Cash Shop costumes. Holy shit, they've got stats. Oh my fucking god. Shut up. Okay. The stats on the costumes are not game-breaking. They are basically what you would get in the form of a potion from another game. So plus 10 to Amity. Okay. Plus 10 jumping. You know, none of these are game-breaking, combat-related skills that are ridiculous. It's basically a wearable fucking potion. Now, that being said, the cash shop is ridiculously overpriced right now. $30 for a costume in a pay-to-play game, buy-to-play, is a little expensive to say the least. Okay? Pets are very, very important. Here is what a pet can do. You can have up to 3 pets at one time. Your pet will loot for you. Your pet will growl when an enemy is flagging up. When a hostile enemy comes up to you, your pet will alert you. Okay? Now, there is one costume that concerns me, and that is the ghillie suit. The ghillie suit does concern me a little bit, because from what I'm being told, it does like completely conceal you. Okay? So the pets and the costumes need to get cheaper. They need to come down. It needs to get cheaper. So, but is there any pay to win right now? No, there is not. No, there is not. There's no pay to win. Not yet. But they need to make some adjustments to the cash shop so that it feels fair. If we're going buy to play, don't give us free to play cash shop prices. Let's look at Guild Wars 2 and let's follow that model a little bit more. Okay? I'll gladly pay for your game. I love this shit, okay? But let me feel the benefit of going buy to play, okay? Let me get that benefit. Now, I appreciate all they've done so far to remove pay to win. Because Korea, that shit's pay to win. There's a lot of pay to win in other regions. But they've intentionally removed it from the NA version. They're on the right track, but they need to do a little bit more. It's a beta. And they've already proven that they listen to feedback. So let's see what they do with these cash shop prices. But right now, it's expensive. Let me tell you another part of this game that I fucking love, okay? Now, I'm not a PvEer. Has anybody here played Age of Wushu? Do you remember conversing with the NPCs and building a relationship with the NPC? Do you remember Age of Wushu or Wulin? In this game, a lot of NPCs, you can interact with them and conversate with them and build up amity, which is what the game calls kissing ass, and get quests and items, and it's so amazing that you can do that. So, you know, if you're looking for some in-depth PvE, try that. Go up to NPCs and talk to them. And just try to build up your amity. Try to build up your relationship with the NPC. Some NPCs require that you fail in that stuff. Some NPCs require that you know other NPCs so that you can go ahead and get a certain quest and other shit from them. Okay? So there's a lot of depth to Black Desert. There's so much more that I'm not covering. I'd like to go ahead and hand it over to my chat. What did I miss, ladies and gentlemen? What did I miss? There is rumor and speculation of a bounty system where you can place a bounty on someone's head. I'm interested. I hope that comes to fruition. So I want to see, did I miss anything significant? Did I miss anything? Chat, help me out. This will be a VOD. I will put it on YouTube. I'm not sponsored. I'm not being compensated. This is straight from a veteran sandbox player. I played EVE Online for 7 years. I've played almost every MMO since then. Yes, there are NPCs that will let you borrow their instruments and you can play music. If you kill someone on a trade run, do you steal their cargo? I'm getting conflicted information on that. I'm being told yes, no, and I'm also being told only if it's an illegal trade run do you have a possibility of getting someone. You read regain energy 1 point per 3 minutes. Yes. A mercenary guild can hunt the target for the bounty. I hope so. Yes. Will there be guild alliances? Yes, but not in-game supported. Not in-game supported. Which, you know, to be honest with you, I kind of dig it. I kind of dig it. So in the middle of a huge siege battle, we need to pay attention to who we're firing on if we have an alliance. Sure. Maybe you could talk more about how the desert is. You get lost so easily. It's giant, and near the bandit city is the most important resource source, oil. So you have to come with a big group to get oil so you don't get PK'd by the negative karma people. I love it. I love it. What else? What else? What else? The gear system. Okay, I don't know a whole lot about gear in this game. I was told that gear is not level restricted. So you could put on like a max level piece of gear and get the benefits from that gear. And I think that's one of the reasons why there is no trading in the game. Because they don't want that. Okay. What does having houses do? Having houses does a lot of different stuff. So for example, if we hit M and we come over to Heidel and we click on it and we click on, let's click on the second floor. Let's click on this. You've got storage. You've got carpentry. That lets you build stuff. All right. You've got a forge. You've got a residence that you can live in and stuff like that. So there's a lot. I don't know all of this right now. Now, keep in mind, Black Desert does not have a level cap. Oh my God, gasp. What the fuck? Okay, listen. It's got a soft level cap of 50 or 55. I don't know. After that, you can continue to progress in the game for incremental bonuses. Well, Firefall does that via elite ranks. Diablo does that via Paragon levels. And Blade and Soul does that via Hung Moon levels. So I'm not scared of that. Now, the concern that I could have is how large is the gap from a soft capped level to someone who is playing more and more and more and more. That I'm a little worried about, and I want to see how that works. I want to see how that works. So that's going to be very interesting to see. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you want to have respect for people with lives and jobs. You don't want to penalize people that can't know life the game and favor too strongly those that can, you know what I mean? So we'll see. You know, we'll see how that works. Yeah, like ESO veteran ranks. Yep. There's another thing that I'm absolutely in love with this game, and it's called the Awakening system. At some point, every class is going to get an awakening weapon that changes the scope of the class. The Berserker gets a fucking hand cannon. The Valkyrie gets a big tower shield and a lance. Who gets a sword? Somebody gets a sword, and somebody gets something else. But I can't wait. I can't wait for the awakening weapons to come into play because it's just ridiculous. So Black Desert could end up being like fine wine, okay? It gets better as it goes. As we get more content, the sandbox expands. And I'm very excited about that because there is enough in Black Desert for someone who appreciates a sandbox to enjoy the game for months. You just got to understand and appreciate that this is not a theme park MMO. If you come into Black Desert expecting a theme park like Blade and Soul, WoW, Rift, Terra, you're going to be disappointed. If you're coming into Black Desert, okay, with the intention, with the desire of getting the content laid out before you, you got to go here. Then you're going to go there. Then you're going to do that dungeon to get the gear for that dungeon, to get the gear for that raid. You're going to be disappointed. Come into Black Desert with an open mind. It's not perfect. The game is not perfect. All right? It's got its issues, I'm sure. I have yet to see something that really turns me off about the game. We'll see. Times change. Developers change. They make decisions. Hopefully they're all good. Okay? But But go and look at the guides. Go and watch streamers. Watch us. We're your information source. Watch me. I love you. Hi. Watch Ryu the Red. Watch my stream team. I've got a lot of Black Desert streamers. Watch YouTube videos. Do your homework. This is not a game that you're going to come into and by the end of your first week, you've got it down packed. No, motherfucker. That's not how a sandbox works. It's going to take you months to master the knowledge of this game. Okay? So, now, I'm getting a lot of questions, and we're about to wrap this up and get into gameplay, because I know you guys want to see the game, okay? But I'll do some basic comparisons. I can compare this game to any theme park you want me to, okay? Compare this to Blade and Soul. Blade and Soul has arena that blows this shit out of the water. Blade and Soul has innovative combat. Blade and Soul has dungeons and raids. Blade and Soul kicks the shit out of this game in every theme park aspect you can think of. Blade and Soul's open world PvP is nowhere near the level of Black Desert. Blade and Soul's sandbox elements and crafting and gathering and trading is nowhere near Black Desert. That's the comparison that you're going to have to draw to this game. Okay? This is a sandbox. Those are theme parks. They're going to do things better than others. That's just the way it is. You know? So I can compare this to everything. But you need to understand that there's automatically a difference between the two games. So it's not really about me comparing it. It's about you picking your preference. What do you prefer? Okay? It's about what you prefer in your MMO. It's not necessarily one game is better than the other. That's not really what it's about. It's about comparing. Are there world bosses? Yes, I believe there are 8 world bosses right now. And in the Valencia update, there are 2 big bosses. And although they're not very difficult, from what I hear, good luck going out there and trying to kill them in an open world sandbox with other guilds doing the same. Did your panties just get wet? Because mine did. Good luck going out into the desert and getting one of the best resources in the game right next to the outlaw city where people with negative karma are sitting there waiting for you. Good luck. You better bring guilds. You better do your thing. That's what I want. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that. I'm looking for the sandbox. You know what I mean? Let me go out there with my guildies and let's go see what we go up against. You know? Alright? So that's going to do it. That's going to do it for my Black Desert breakdown. I hope I made you proud. I hope I made you proud, alright? I don't know everything about Black Desert. I probably never will. I definitely plan on streaming it because I love the sandbox, okay? I hope I did you proud. I hope you guys had a good time, you know?